Title: Tide in the Aerial Breeze. Chapter 1: A Nervous Daughter's Journey. The sun sank low on the horizon, casting a warm, golden hue over the picturesque island of Jamaica. The gentle breeze carried the scent of the sea, mingling with the tantalizing aroma of local spices wafting through the air. Tied to an aerial, a vibrant kite danced playfully, soaring high above the bustling streets of Kingston. In a quaint little house nestled near the shore, a daughter named Maya was preparing for an adventure that would change her life forever. Her heart pounded with nervous excitement as she packed her bag with essentials, maps, a battery-operated flashlight, and a small journal filled with her father's words of wisdom. Her father had always been her anchor, her source of knowledge, and her constant companion. He often told her tales of his own journeys, igniting a burning desire within her to explore the world beyond their home. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Maya stood on the veranda overlooking the sea. Her mother watched with a mixture of concern and pride in her eyes. "Remember, my dear, you are like that kite up there," her mother said, pointing to the aerial where the colorful kite soared. "You may be tied to us, but your spirit is free to explore the skies." With a determined smile, Maya hugged her mother tightly. "I promise to return, Mama," she whispered, her voice laced with a hint of uncertainty. The night was quiet as Maya began her journey. The FAQ of the ocean waves provided a soothing backdrop as she navigated the dimly lit streets. She passed by the bustling markets, their stalls overflowing with an array of exotic goods, spices, fruits, and trinkets from every corner of the island. The streets were alive with the vibrant culture of Jamaica, the rhythm of music and laughter echoing through the air. As she walked, Maya's mind drifted to her father's stories of distant lands and the mysteries they held. She envisioned lush forests, towering mountains, and bustling cities, each with its own unique allure. Her father had once told her about a faraway place called Cape Verde, a land of multiple islands surrounded by azure waters. The idea of exploring such a place filled her with both excitement and trepidation. With each step, Maya felt the weight of her decision to leave home and embark on this journey. But she knew that sometimes, the most meaningful experiences required courage and a leap of faith. Her heart was tied to her family and her home, but her spirit yearned to soar like the kite in the aerial breeze. As the night deepened, Maya found herself at the edge of the shore. The waves crashed against the rocks, their rhythmic melody beckoning her forward. She looked out at the vast expanse of the ocean, her gaze fixed on the horizon. Beyond the shimmering waters lay a world of possibilities, and she was determined to explore every one of them. With a final deep breath, Maya stepped onto the sandy beach. The moon illuminated her path as she took her first steps into the unknown. The adventure had begun, and she was ready to uncover the stories that awaited her, stories of stuff dreams are made of courage and discovery, and of the ties that bind us all. Little did she know that her journey would lead her to places she had never imagined, where the ties between people and places were woven with threads of destiny. And as Maya embarked on this extraordinary voyage, she carried with her the spirit of Jamaica, the whispers of her father's tales, and the promise of uncharted horizons. And so, with the stars as her guide and the wind at her back, Maya set forth on a quest that would forever shape her destiny and the lives of those she would meet along the way. Chapter 2: Calcium and the Widespread Demands. Maya's journey had taken her from the tranquility of Verde Valley to the vibrant streets of Mali. As she wandered through the bustling markets, she marveled at the widespread demands of both locals and travelers. The air was alive with the fragrances of exotic spices, and the vibrant colors of fabrics and crafts dazzled her eyes. Amid the cacophony of voices and the rhythmic beats of drums, Maya encountered a merchant who seemed particularly eager to catch her attention. His wares ranged from handmade trinkets to intricate jewelry, but what drew her eye was a small vial of calcium powder. The merchant, with a twinkle in his eye, explained that it was sourced from rare coral reefs in distant seas and was believed to possess mystical properties. "You see, my dear," he said, "this calcium powder is said to bring strength and vitality. Just a pinch a day, and you'll feel the difference." Maya couldn't help but be amused by the merchant's sales pitch. It seemed that even in faraway Mali, the art of the FAQ, the frequently asked questions, was alive and well. As she perused the merchant's offerings, she noticed a daughter helping her mother arrange colorful fabrics. Their interactions were tender and filled with laughter, reminding her of her own family back in Verde Valley. As the sun began to set, Maya decided to explore further. She strolled through the narrow alleys and discovered a hidden courtyard adorned with aerial plants that seemed to defy gravity. The lush greenery created an oasis of serenity amidst the bustling market. It was a place to catch her breath and escape the nervous energy that often accompanied her journey. Eventually, she found herself near the outskirts of the market, where a battery of children played an energetic game of tag. Their laughter echoed through the air, a testament to the timeless joy found in the simplest of moments. Maya smiled, feeling a connection to the vibrant spirit of Mali. In the midst of this bustling scene, she couldn't help but reflect on the multiple threads that wove together the tapestry of her adventure, the ties that bound cultures and people, the shared humanity that transcended language and distance. It was all there, waiting to be discovered. As the evening sky turned to a deep shade of blue, Maya realized that her journey was far from over. The demands of the world, the allure of distant lands, and the quest for the unknown continued to drive her forward. With a heart full of curiosity and a mind open to the wonders of the world, she set off toward the next chapter of her adventure. Chapter 3: Winged Whispers and Unexpected Beginnings. The journey had taken a new turn, leading Maya to a coastal town named Hyunville. Here, the salty breeze carried the winged whispers of the sea, and the rhythmic waves created a soothing melody. As she strolled along the shoreline, the glistening water seemed to hold the secrets of countless stories from across the globe. It was in Hyunville that Maya stumbled upon a peculiar scene, a group of locals engaged in a lively debate about the sudden surge of seagulls in the area. Some believed it to be a sign of impending rain, while others saw it as a harbinger of prosperity. Maya couldn't help but chuckle at the range of opinions, realizing that even amidst the grandeur of the world, human nature remained wonderfully unpredictable. Her wanderings led her to an old building that seemed to stand frozen in time. The sign above the entrance read Verde's Book Emporium, and as she stepped inside, she was met with the comforting scent of aged paper and leather bindings. The proprietor, an elderly man with a warm smile, welcomed her and introduced her to the eclectic collection of books that lined the shelves. Maya's eyes fell upon a leather-bound tome titled The Chronicles of Mali. Intrigued, she asked the proprietor for more information. With a twinkle in his eye, he began to regale her with tales of Mali's history, rich with culture, art, and remarkable achievements. It was here that she discovered the connection between Mali and her own homeland, creating unexpected threads that bound her journey together. As the days turned into weeks, Maya found herself drawn to the stories of Hyunville's residents. Their lives were woven with diverse experiences. Some had witnessed the widespread changes brought about by time, while others held on to traditions passed down through generations. She learned about the town's reliance on the ocean, the camaraderie of its people, and the strength that came from facing the unknown with courage. One day, while exploring a nearby coastal cave, Maya stumbled upon a hidden recess that held an array of ancient artifacts. Among them was a receipt, faded and fragile, that spoke of trades and transactions of eras long past. Holding the receipt in her hand, she felt a connection to the countless lives that had left their mark on this land. As Maya's time in Hyunville drew to a close, she found herself standing once again by the shore. The waves whispered stories of both beginnings and farewells, a reminder that every chapter of life was a balance of the two. With the memories of Mali, the wisdom of Verde Valley, and the discoveries of Hyunville, she felt ready to embark on the next leg of her journey. As she looked out at the horizon, the sky painted in hues of orange and pink, Maya felt a profound sense of gratitude for the world's infinite possibilities. The laughter of children playing by the water, the echoing calls of seagulls, and the gentle rustle of pages turned by curious minds, they were all part of the symphony of life she had come to cherish. With her heart brimming with anticipation, Maya took a deep breath and stepped forward, embracing the winds of change that carried her onward. Chapter 4: Echoes of Destiny and Unveiled Truths. The journey had led Maya to an isolated cabin nestled on the outskirts of a quaint village named Dalebrook. The air was crisp, carrying a sense of anticipation that echoed through the tall pines surrounding the cabin. As she stepped inside, she felt a surge of familiarity, as though the walls held memories waiting to be unveiled. Inside, she discovered a collection of weathered books that seemed to tell tales of eras long past. One particular volume caught her eye, an aged manuscript titled Echoes of Destiny, The Chronicles of Dalebrook. With bated breath, she began to read, and the words transported her to a time defined by whispers of change and unfulfilled prophecies. The introduction spoke of a prophecy that had cast a shadow over Dalebrook for generations. It was said that a traveler from distant lands, guided by the clouds and the winds, would play a role in the constitutional transformation of the village, a transformation that would forever alter its fate. As Maya read on, she realized that she was at the heart of this very prophecy. She embarked on a quest to uncover the truths that had been hidden for centuries. With every step, she discovered more about the enigmatic figure known as Walt, a visionary whose teachings had laid the foundation for the village's constitutional beliefs. Walt's insights spoke of unity, understanding, and the harmony between humans and nature. Guided by the teachings of Walt, Maya sought out the village's oldest resident, a wise woman named Clara Bell. Clara Bell, known as CB by the villagers, held the key to unlocking the mysteries that had eluded Dalebrook for generations. In their conversations, Clara Bell recounted stories of an era when the clouds themselves seemed to respond to the touch of those who believed in the prophecy. As Maya delved deeper into the history of Dalebrook, she discovered an artifact known as the ethereal fragment, a cloud-like gem said to possess the power to reveal the truth hidden within one's heart. This artifact was believed to be the key to fulfilling the prophecy and ushering in an era of understanding and enlightenment. With the ethereal fragment in her possession, Maya stood before the village council to share her findings. The villagers gathered around, their eyes filled with hope and trepidation. As Maya held the artifact aloft, a cloud formed above, casting a shadow that seemed to dance with the winds. The moment was both awe-inspiring and surreal, an affirmation of the interwoven destinies that bound the villagers and their lands. Maya's revelation triggered a wave of introspection and self-discovery among the villagers. The truths they had long kept hidden came to light, leading to a transformational constitutional shift that embraced Walt's teachings. The village, once divided by its differences, now stood united in purpose, guided by the winds of change. As the sun set over Dalebrook, its people gathered beneath the open sky. Maya's presence had fulfilled the prophecy, and her journey had forged connections that transcended time and distance. The clouds above seemed to offer a final salute, casting a dazzling display of colors that mirrored the hues of the ethereal fragment itself. And so, the winds whispered the conclusion of one chapter and the beginning of another. Maya had walked a path defined by adventure and discovery, unlocking the wisdom of generations past and igniting the flames of progress. As she looked out at the horizon, her heart swelled with gratitude for the journey that had led her to a place where clouds, cabins, and constellations converged, a place where destiny had been fulfilled. Chapter 5: Whispers of Legacy and New Horizons. The village of Dalebrook had been forever transformed by Maya's journey and the revelations that had unfolded. As the days turned into weeks, a sense of unity and purpose permeated the air, binding the villagers in ways they had never imagined. The cabin that had once held the secrets of the past now stood as a beacon of hope and inspiration for the future. With each passing day, Maya found herself embraced by the warmth of the villagers' gratitude. The legacy of her actions was evident in the renewed sense of camaraderie among the villagers. Conversations flowed freely, and laughter echoed through the streets as old feuds were set aside, replaced by a shared understanding of the importance of community. As spring bloomed across the landscape, Maya spent her days exploring the lush fields and picturesque valleys that surrounded Dalebrook. She often found herself atop a hill, gazing at the horizon and wondering what new horizons awaited her. The winds carried with them whispers of untold adventures, reminding her that her journey was far from over. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Maya found herself sitting by a tranquil stream. Her thoughts drifted to the prophecy that had guided her to this village, a prophecy that had tied her fate to Dalebrook and its people. She pondered the significance of her role in the village's transformation and the responsibility that came with it. A figure approached from behind, casting a long shadow on the ground. It was Clarabelle, her face illuminated by the soft light of the setting sun. Clarabelle sat beside Maya, her eyes reflecting a depth of wisdom that had been acquired through years of experience. "Destiny is a tapestry woven by the choices we make and the paths we tread," Clarabelle said, her voice carrying a sense of quiet reassurance. "You brought about change, not only for Dalebrook but also within yourself." Maya nodded, her heart heavy with the weight of the journey she had undertaken. "I often wonder what lies beyond Dalebrook," she admitted. "The winds seem to beckon me to new adventures." Clarabelle smiled knowingly. "The winds have a way of guiding us to places we need to be. As for what lies beyond, remember that the lessons you've learned and the bonds you've forged will forever shape your path." As the night sky filled with stars, Clarabelle shared stories of her own travels and the wisdom she had gained from them. Maya listened intently, finding solace in the old woman's words. Clarabelle's stories carried a sense of wonder and humility, a reminder that every journey was a chapter in the larger story of life. In the days that followed, Maya found herself torn between the desire to stay in Dalebrook and the call of the winds that whispered of uncharted lands. The villagers understood her predicament and offered their unwavering support, for they knew that her journey was not yet complete. As Maya prepared to depart, the villagers gathered to bid her farewell. The winds that had guided her to Dalebrook now carried her blessings and well wishes as she ventured into the unknown. The cabin, once a repository of secrets, stood as a symbol of the legacy she had helped create, a legacy of unity, understanding, and the courage to embrace change. With a final embrace and a heart full of gratitude, Maya set out on a new adventure. The village of Dalebrook receded into the distance, but the memories she had made and the connections she had formed remained imprinted on her heart. The winds carried her forward, promising new stories, challenges, and discoveries yet to come. And as Maya ventured into the world beyond, she carried with her the echoes of destiny and the boundless potential of the journey ahead. The end.